All right, fans of superhero action figures, listen up. We have on Daybreak this morning Myke Dela Paz, a man who is known for making customized toy products, including collections of Marvel Universe. Good morning, Myke.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you very
yung
much.
buong collection mo, di ba?
Yeah, actually it's not the entire collection,
Oh,
but
it's
some
not.
of them.
Okay, what is this, 1/4, 1/8?
I'm not sure.
You must have a lot. These look really, really great.
Thank you very much.
Yung unang tanong ko sa'yo, when did you start getting into this?
Yes, ever since I was a kid, I'm really a fan of action figures. Yun talaga yung mas hilig ko na toys instead of guns or yung mga robots. So mas mahilig ako on humanoid form of heroes. So I like watching cartoons, mga about heroes, G.I. Joe, Justice League, X-Men. So when at that time, there was this, the start of toy productions of action figures.
Right.
It became popular here in the Philippines. So every Christmas, I buy these action figures. Tapos, may mga kulang talaga na characters na hindi lumalabas. So, I want a complete set. So, I was reading these international magazines about toys, Toy Fair magazine. And then, may nakita ako doon na may mga nagka-customize. So, oh, pwede pala yun. So, why don't I try it? Kaya lang, I was really a newbie at that time. I was a teenager. So, I just use hardware materials like
hardware material, whatever you could find.
Yeah, so I just I buy another action figure and then change it, repaint it to produce another figure or the figure that was missing in my collection.
Wow, so it's DIY. Very resourceful, very resourceful. Now, this looks really complicated. We've been showing a few close-up shots of his figures here, and they look so intricate and so complicated. But how do you do this? You have some materials here.
Yeah, here. So I started from the smallest ones. So these are the miniatures. They are scratch built, and then these are the 4-inch scale, and then we have the bigger scales than that. So from the scratch built ones here, the miniatures, I do it from scratch. So it starts from wiring. You create a skeleton, a skeleton frame of the figure, and then I will use this putty. It's like an epoxy putty. 2 parts. There's this resin and hardener. This is the resin, this is the hardener.
Okay.
So you have it like clay. You mix them together.
So it's soft to begin with,
yes,
right?
It's soft. It's just like modeling clay.
All right.
So when it's completely combined, you're ready to begin your sculpting. So I use this dental tool. This is just one of the many.
Where did you get that from? From your dentist?
From a dental store. So I use that to put on the details.
To carve it.
Yes. So to shape it, to shape the clay, and then it will harden in an hour or two. So when it's completely dry or completely hard, the putty, I will paint it with acrylic paint. So it has to be water-based, so it's not oily or very glossy.
Oh, okay. That's how you do it. So it hardens by itself. You don't have to bake it or anything.
Because when you bake it, or like for example, these action figures, I start from mutilating other action figures and combining.
Frankenstein.
Yes. It's like Sid from the Toy Story.
Mixing them together.
I combine the parts together so I could come up with my own design or my own vision of the character I want to produce as an action figure. So here, they come from different parts, and then the gray parts, you can see here, they are from this material, the putty. So when when it hardens.
So the hands, this is the one you customize them.
Yes, the gray parts,
supposedly
the head.
Parts, right?
Yeah. So I paint it, so ayan na siya. So when they're finished, they look like these.
Ang galing. Now, I know that you customize a lot of these, characters from comic book characters. Do you also do, I know you do the comic book versions, right? Have you done movie versions, or you stick to the comic book version?
I've done the movie versions for other people, so I just do the comics versions for my own collection. So when other people or my friends ask me to do their own collection, so please customize my figure, and so that's my opportunity to do other figures. So I try to make them look more realistic. So For example, like the Tony Stark action figure, Robert Downey, the 4-inch that was produced, mass-produced by the companies, they don't really look like the actors. So with years of experience, I was able to master the painting of the realistic features.
Right.
The likeness of the...
I was going to say, that looks just like Robert Downey Jr.
Yes,
this one right here, this Iron Man figure right here. Now, I know that these are all known characters, but you also make non-famous characters. So
yes, for other people.
Yourself.
Yes, so before this, I made other people their own action figures of themselves. So they told me, why don't you make your own action figure too? So here I made myself my own action figure. Can we show a close-up
of this one? This is just,
just without
like
the glasses.
There you go.
Yeah,
this looks just like you.
Yes.
That is
always
fantastic.
a black shirt, the casual jeans.
That's your signature look.
And my shirt with the geeky X-Men fan.
Now, were you always that artistic to begin with? Like, you're very good with the faces and features. Were you an artist also?
Yes, yeah. I came from a family of artists.
That explains it.
And then ever since, I really like drawings and paintings and caricatures and portraits. And then I really like to play with modeling clay ever since I was a kid. So I really explored that. So it became my passion. So I studied fine arts and graduated from it.
That makes so much sense.
Yes. So it started really as a hobby. So it became my, my life almost. Right. So my passion. So it what drives me.
Okay, very quickly, for those of our viewers who are watching this morning and want to get into this, what is your advice for them?
Oh, yes. Okay. So first, you must ask the people that you have seen who have done this before for expert advice or basic tips. And then you must know the right materials and or the basic methods. And then when you have those parts of what you need, don't be afraid to experiment. Yeah, it always comes through that. Don't be afraid to experiment, explore your ideas, and keep practicing.
Yeah, that's the key.
So that's what makes you better.
That's right. Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Myke.
Yes, thank you very much.
Share with us your expertise.
Yes.
And we look forward to your future customizations. Maybe you'll make one for us also here too on
yes,
Daybreak.
maybe I'll make one for you.
Yay! I will wait for that. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Myke.
thank you very much. It's an honor.
That was such a fun conversation with toy customizer Myke Dela Paz.